Hello, Shiny Universe! Magandang araw! So today I'm doing my very first live stream. So please bear with me because I'm not used to doing this. And my voice it might go too soft, I might go rambling. I don't have a script for this. So let's just see how it goes. So today I'm going to show to you how I create my quiz videos. So far, I already have 2 videos for quiz videos. The first one is this, how Filipino are you? And then the second one is about Philippine geography. And I'm making my third one, so I'll show you the entire process. I actually started it, but I'll try to show you as much as I can. And this might go a little bit long-winded, hopefully. It's not boring, but let's start. The tools that I use are, well, free tools, so you don't have to spend money. You can use Canva free. And then I use DaVinci Resolve for further editing, usually for if I want to say change the timing of the video a little bit. I find that I have much more control in DaVinci rather than in Canva. I also manipulate my voiceover as well as some background music. I find it easier to do it in DaVinci Resolve, although you can use any free video editing app. And then these guys at the bottom are, well, these are the AI tools. Google's Gemini AI, and most popular is ChatGPT. And then Microsoft also has Copilot, and there are so many other AI platforms that you could use as well. So before I ramble, I actually made a list. So we can have a little bit of structure as we go along. So what do you usually need for your quiz videos? First, you have to create your questionnaires with answers and questions. And then with this one, you can use AI tools like what I mentioned. It could be ChatGPT, or it could be Google, Gemini, or Microsoft Copilot. Most of the new phones and laptops already have this installed, so you could use them for free. And then second is make the video. I use the first stage of my video with Canva Presentation, and then I kind of tweak it with DaVinci Resolve, which goes to the next one is audio. For audio, you can do your voiceover, or you can do AI voiceover, or maybe you just go away with a voiceover and use say background music. And then of course you have to review, make sure that your audio syncs with what is in your video, and then edit if you needed. And last but not the least is to publish. So pretty easy, right? Very straightforward. And there are actually tools that AI specific platforms that do all this, and you can just create like one single prompt, like create a 10 question quiz about say ChatGPT or about Canva presentation or whatever topic that you're going to present, and it will create the questionnaire. It will already create the video for you. It could even add voiceovers, and you could just review it and publish. So it already automates the first 3. But of course, I've checked some and they are not exactly free. And at the moment, I'm just starting out in my YouTube channel, so I don't really have the budget to spend on those AI tools. Plus, the ones that I checked is that they have like tiered subscriptions, and the lower tiers you still don't get the option to customize, so it's still based on their templates. And since I'm on YouTube and I have just, well, thankfully, thank you all guys, to those subscribers, to my subscribers and viewers, because I have now been accepted to the early access program of the YouTube, the YPP program. So I have to keep in mind on the guidelines that I make sure that I don't reuse content, which I think I'm not sure on this one. Being a small content creator, I think we are on a much more stricter scrutiny, I believe, when it comes to reuse content as well as repetitive content. So I feel like if I'll be using those AI tools and not really spending on the higher tier subscriptions, that my quizzes might look a little bit canned or reused. So I'm doing it on the harder way. I'm still using some AI to sort of just tools to enable me to work faster, but not exactly replacing me in the workflow. I'm still very much hands-on on this. So create the questionnaire. Let's open our Chrome. I actually created my questionnaire. Oh, you could also use, I forgot to add in this, create a questionnaire. You write your script, which again, you can use AI tools as above. Okie dokie. And then make your video. Alrighty. I think I'll just put this aside as our guide. So I already have my script. My choice is actually just Gemini AI. You can use whatever your preferred AI tool is. Some prefer ChatGPT, but I don't know. If I use the free version of ChatGPT, which I tend to get like a very slow response, maybe because I'm based in the Philippines and the servers are in US or Singapore might be the nearest one. And then since I'm using free, it takes a long time to get a response, and sometimes it just stops. So the Gemini has several language models. It has the 2.0 Flash. This is the default when you log in. And then there are new models that they have for the free version. They have the 2.5 Flash Experimental. I haven't used this one. 2.5 Pro for complex tasks. I haven't really utilized this one. Deep research. I find this interesting, which maybe I'll create a separate video on this, on a demo. And then personalized model. So basically, these are like, I would say that the 2.0 Flash, 2.5 Flash and Pro are language models. And then the second one is more on like a research, more of like an academic one. Anyway, I usually just use the basic, and I would just write something like create a 10 question quiz. You can specify what type of quiz, like a multiple choice quiz about the Philippines. Or for my case tonight is about Philippine geography, focusing on the provinces and local languages. You can also specify is it an easy, medium, difficulty? The difficulty level, I'll put in medium difficulty. Okie dokie. So now I created 10 questions with 4 choices. It's a multiple choice. And then you can just, oh, it didn't show the answer. So, right, show the answers. And you can also create like scoring levels, which will, I think, make your quiz a little bit more fun. So there, you already created the answers to the questionnaires that you created earlier, and then the scoring levels that you can show at the end of your quiz. You can make some tweaks on this as well. But one thing that I have to emphasize is that although AI tool really makes our work easy in this aspect and creating, instead of me like creating each of this question one by one, sometimes the questions don't really make sense, or even it might be giving you incorrect answers. So make sure that you review each of the questions as well as the answer sheet, the answer portions. Those are accurate, especially if you're creating some informational or educational quizzes. I guess for fun quizzes, it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be as strict as that. So for mine yesterday, I created a 20 question quiz. And so far, I think I have 4 that I had to edit, because question number 4, there was a typo for one of the choices. And then question number 14, well, the answer choices weren't really accurate, because in the Philippines, local languages in the provinces, some provinces have multiple languages. There's not really one primary language per se. So I think if you search it online, that might, what Gemini AI created was accurate, but as a local, and I know I have Filipino viewers as well, so I would like to create a factual quiz with question and answer as much as well as accurately as possible. And then same with question number 16 and 17. 17, it actually gave me a wrong answer. Like, it was correct 50 years ago, but there have been changes in the legislations. So there, that's the important thing to do. You use AI tools, but make sure that you still have to verify and confirm that each one or whatever you are creating or it is creating, you're not just copy pasting them, but verifying the correctness and accurateness. So that's one down. And then you create a script. You can actually ask your AI tool of choice, like create an intro script for this quiz video. And it kind of remembers what you're talking about. What's the quiz video? See? So it already created like, Mabuhay everyone! Welcome to Ultimate Geography Quiz. Kamusta kayong lahat? If you have wondered, blah, blah, blah. There you go, right? It's pretty. And you can even like rewrite in a casual tone. Although I think that is already casual, but you could still ask for a rewrite. So it did rewrite something, or if you want to say rewrite and like make it shorter, rewrite make it shorter. There it is. So pretty efficient, right? So now we have the questionnaire. I got that check. Is this a checkbox? Would you like to enable it? Okay, so I'm gonna check that. Now we are ready to create our video with Canva. So let's go to Canva. Canva. Okay, it's already showing me. I did search earlier. So let's search for a quiz template. And I want horizontal aspect because I'm delivering this in YouTube on a long format. You can do horizontal or vertical. Vertical, I think, is more appropriate when you're doing shorts, although we can already create long form videos in vertical mode. So let's just say, let's pick this one. Created by Legona. So this is free, totally free, 100% customizable. There are they have a lot of templates. Could be like a game mode or group projects, but the look of this, they look more like appropriate for kids. So for like school projects, this could be really nice. One thing that I noticed is that Canva has been slower today. I don't know if if it was the change in Canva because they made what was the new version that they have? They have now the Canva sheets. So there seems to be an update at their back end. But I'm gonna I'm gonna mute. I have a background music playing in Apple Music, but I don't know if it's making a little bit annoying. I can hear it and it's a little bit annoying on my end. So what I was saying is I noticed that Canva is slower today. I'm not sure if the issue is within Canva or because earlier I made a system update from Apple, from the OS. Anyways, moving on, let's go to customize the template. See, I should have clicked on that rather than blobbing. So there, it already has at least the basic template for your quiz. You can do still loading. It's not yet downloading. But sometimes it could be my network. Okay, my network's fine. It's just done. Anyways, so this is how it looks with the basic template. So it got animations. We have the rules and then some prompts. And going to the questions. So these are just basically slides that has been animated. So like old folks like myself, when you say slide, these are like the Microsoft PowerPoint. I think you can also do similar in Microsoft PowerPoint, but since I have moved to, I'm using Mac Mini at the moment, so I don't have any Office. I could use the Mac counterpart, but I find this is easier because we can use the elements in Canva. There are several free elements like the starfish. If I want that to change, I don't want a starfish in that. Maybe I would put in a fish, or just so it would look a little bit different. Okay, so you can put a shell, you can put a little crab in there. Not necessarily the best looking one. Maybe I'll just put some random things in there. Okay. But bear in mind that I am just changing one slide. So the other slide, it's either you have to duplicate this and then manually do the changes. So, and then you can just copy, duplicate it for the succeeding slides for the next succeeding questions. Anyways, so we have now our, I'll put it in the next, in a separate window. Oops, there we go. So we can just edit this one, and I'll just copy what is created by ChatGPT. There, and then I could put in the answers. Of course, since this is different, some of the boxes might not fit with the text in our own quiz, so we might have to make some adjustments. So this is a lot of work compared to, say, those AI platforms that do this automatically. It's still not fit. Anyway, something like that. Looks ugly now, is it? So you go through one by one. So you do that, and then we go to the next slide again and do the same changes. You can, or we can do duplicate that, and then I can just do answer. I think this is quicker. And then this one we'll just put, okay, and maybe change the layer to, oops, I'm terrible at this. Maybe I'll just send it to the front, but put the transparency, and then bear with me on this. Send backward. Okay. There we go. I want to change that into a bit brighter color. Okay. Finally! So I don't know which one is easier, what I just did, or you'll have to edit the answer page, like copy paste the question, then move to the boxes for the answers. I think this is pretty nifty. What I did is pretty nifty. Because as you go along, then it will be faster, because now I have, say, I have the question slide and I have the answer slide that is to my liking. So I could just duplicate this, and then I can move on for the question number 2, and then I could also duplicate that for question number 3. Make sure that we have to rearrange the slides so they come at the right order. Okay. And one thing is, you actually don't even have to use like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot, because they even have an AI quiz maker embedded within Canva. So I could create, I'll just copy paste what I wrote into Gemini. Not Gemini. Gemini is it's a different company. To Google Gemini. So create a 10-question multiple choice. Okay. I want D. Why is not sliding? Okay. And then generate quiz. So this might take a little while because it's using the AI side of Canva. Oh, there we go. and it's able to create 10 questions with 4 multiple choices. Pretty nifty. And the answers are already at the bottom of each question. I see that. And again, since this is AI generated, you have to, again, review each of the question and the answers given are correct and accurate. And then you can actually add them to the design. But I haven't figured this out because it says add all to the design, and I was thinking like it will be intelligent enough to put in like question 1, this question 1 will fill in into this, and then the choice 1 will fill in into that, but it doesn't. So if we attempt to do this, add all to design, it just created like a table of all the questions, and the answers. It's not exactly what we want, so we delete that. I don't know if I could, can I do multiple slides and add to design? It still does that. Okay, but it's not the end of the world, because what we can do is you have to just click one by one. See, already changed that. Oh, it might not look like it did change, but say we go to question number 2. So we go, see, currently what is the capital of Palawan? And question number 2, which province is known as the gateway to the north? So if I click here, it will automatically update our slide. Pretty nifty, right? And you might just have to do a little bit of tweak on your text box, and then you select again an element in your slide, say answer choice A, and then click on that, then it automatically updated it. So this is pretty easy, still pretty quick and easy, but you have to do it on each slide and then on each question. It's not fully automated yet, but it's much more easier and faster than, say, typing the answers and questions one by one, right? So for myself, since I am doing a little bit, I guess I'm doing a little bit harder. Maybe I'll try the quiz maker next time inside the Canva, because what I'm doing is I do copy paste like that. So it's not as quick as just clicking stuff. Here it's just you click, 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 and it moves. It updates it with a single click. Okay, so that's done. I actually created mine yesterday. I started it last night. Let's go to my home page and bring out the slide I created. See how slow it is? It wasn't like this last night, because now I'm getting shown a lot more elements in Canva. Before I had like a very basic, and most are like gatekeep. There, finally. Okay, this is what I was working on last night. So I did not use the templates in Canva because I felt like the existing templates are too kiddie. Not that mine are not kiddie. Anyways, but I felt like it's not as cohesive within my channel and my theme. But it's pretty easy. You create a slide just like this. So I just created a sort of like a background with This is just a box that I changed the color into gradient color like so, and then did the same thing, a mirror box on the left, on the right, and then just chose a different color, so kind of like symbolic to the Philippine flag, from kind of bluish to red, and in the middle is the sun yellow. And then I added elements. These are all elements within Canva, like you can choose Philippine map. It's very slow today. I think I chose the wrong time to do this demo. Gosh, why is it so slow? I already cleared my cache and my cookies, my history. They're having an issue on their end. My bad. I was searching on. I think that's my bad. I was on the uploads. You should go to elements and then type in whatever you're looking for. So I'm looking for a Philippine map. So usually you go to graphics, or you can even choose photo. Make sure when you're choosing photo that you're not choosing the copyrighted ones with the crown. Okay. So I think I chose this one for that. And then you can just type your text here. So I just typed my text and then added a few more elements like the monument of Dr. Jose Rizal, the jeepney, the Filipino jeepney, and of course the sun in the Philippine flag. How I know this is the sun in the Philippine flag? Because it has 8 rays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's representative of the first 8 provinces that I can't hear anyone. Well, who fought against the Spaniards. Okay, so now that I have this, so I already created my slides like so. I already got my questions as well. I think we can do a full screen on this. My template is a little bit different in that I'm not showing the answers right after the question. Instead, I have decided that I'll show the questions, all the questions first, and then at the end, I will show the answers. So I find it a little bit easier, like so. If we could try, say, we go to duration. Let me just pick one portion. And it's loading again. Why is it so slow today? I have my AC on. It's a little bit noisy, so I'm not sure if it's getting picked up by my microphone. I hope it's not annoying if you do hear it. But gosh, I don't know if I'll be able to make my work today. I'm planning to finish this today. I have to add the voiceovers, and I have to make sure that the animations on this, I don't think it's gonna show up. So let's just drag the slider. So my quiz is showing this kind of animation. The questions aren't displayed all at once, and same with the answer choices. So my plan is that to read along. So I'll have to make sure that my voiceover would coincide with when the question is being shown, and then the choices will show up when I mention it in my voiceover, like so. And what I did is I already had done my voiceover yesterday, because what I found is that I find the best quality of my voiceover. I actually don't like hearing to my voice, but I already tried several ways to do a voiceover, like doing a voiceover directly in DaVinci Resolve, doing a voiceover directly in Canva, and then doing a voiceover with Audacity. So I got this in my desktop, but when I do the voiceover directly with my Mac Mini, I'm using a Mac Mini M4 Basic, I find that it picks up all the noise. I'm using just a cheap microphone, like a $15 wireless microphone. It does have a noise canceling feature, but when I enable that, I find that my voice gets choppy. Like sometimes there are vehicles that would pass by and it gets picked up. So what my microphone does is it drowns that noise, but also it makes my voice kind of pitchy and choppy. So where I live, we don't have double glazing. So whatever outside noise there is, then you could really hear it indoors. Anyways, so what my current process is, I use my phone. I just use the camera to record my voice. So I already have several. I prefer to do like in sections, like I do the intro, so I do it in chunks. I do the intro and then the first set of questions, like so, up to the 20th questions. And then I listen to that and oh, I made some mistakes, so I did some retakes. So you could see question 4, 14, question 17, 20, and then I have my closing and the levels. Okay. So my goal today is to put this voice into, where is Canva now? Into here. Okay. So now I'm gonna upload it. So I got 10 clips. I hope it gets uploaded. I go to audio. Okay. We couldn't load some files. Some of the files are trying to upload incompatible. Okay. Then please make sure. Okay. So one won't upload. I wonder why. So let's go to this one. Will it play? Indeed, it doesn't work. No, it's not working. Question number 6. Which of the following? We got 20 questions, but this will go down pretty quick. Hello, Shiny Universe! Magandang araw! It's another quiz. Okay, so I think I got one. One that doesn't work. So, okay, another one that doesn't work. I actually just briefly converted this from a video to... So, how did it go? How many correct answers did you really get? Let me know. So that works. 3 MB, 1.2.4. Huh. So I got 2 fail. Okay. I just delete that one. Let's work on what we have for now. So I already have the voiceover from the previous one. It doesn't want to show. I don't know what's the problem is. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, I'll just drag that and put it here. I think it should be this. Should be replacing this one. I'll have to drag my slide so that it will correspond with my voiceover. That. And then question number 1, it fails again. Oh, see, everything is just failing. I think there's a problem with Canva. Is there a problem with Canva right now? Okay, so is there a problem with Canva? Well, looks like there's no problem with Canva right now. Today is April 24, right? So there are a few reports there. So we have like 6 reports. Just, what time is it now? 10:44. So just earlier. I think there's a problem with Canva. So let's say, for example, that I'll just put like, for example, those are the voiceovers that we need. And then you need to make sure that it goes with the slide. And then after that, we can do download. It won't even download at this rate. Let's try to refresh. Okay, we go to share, we go to download. There we go. And you have to choose MP4, high quality, and select all the pages. So this one, since we are on free, we can only download with 1080p or HD. If you are on a Pro, I think you can download it in 4K or higher resolution. So we go to MP4 and then it's not going down and loading again. There, let's attempt to download it. So now it's downloading my video. Oh, it's taking a while. So while it's doing that, let's try to do our next step, wherein I use DaVinci Resolve. I'll put this away. So let's assume that we are done with the Canva presentation. So we do some tweaking in DaVinci Resolve. And this is where I do some updates or changes with the audio, because sometimes my voice is a bit soft and low. So I can do, let's do new project and then quiz 3. Like so. Let's go back to Canva. It's still not done downloading. I hope that it won't fail this time. But say, for example, maybe we can do my old one. Can do this one. Where's my this? This is the project that I created previously. So we go to there. Oh, so this video, the 2025-04, this is the presentation slide from Canva, which I uploaded. Just go to the edit portion of the DaVinci Resolve and then drag it into the video track. So this is, I'll put that in mute. So this is the presentation from Canva that got downloaded as an MP4, and I just drag it into my timeline. And then, because I'm doing voiceover here, I have to add my voiceover one by one, segment by segment. So I have my introduction on this side, and then the corresponding voiceover for the succeeding slide. And if I need to like adjust my audio levels, the quick way, well, this is my process, not exactly the best way, but I just do normalize audio, and then I do, if it's a background, I just put in Netflix and then normalize it like so. And then I can even go to audio again and maybe put the slider. Do I want it, the volume to be higher or even lower? Okay. And if we kind of like zoom in, you can actually see the change to that. I think this is before I normalize it. So if it's a background, I usually just use Netflix and it will automatically adjust for me. And if it's a background while I am speaking, I still usually adjust the volume to like minus 23, 22, something like that, minus 29. So you see the volume has changed. But if it's just my voice, like plain voice over, I just stick with YouTube. And that's that. Some people would use TruePic. It's also minus 2 dB. The YouTube is minus 1 dB. But because, like I said, I tend to speak softly and in low volume. So I prefer the YouTube one, which is -1 dB, which is like -14 lux. But it's up to you what works better. It seems like there's just a small change. And then that's what I usually do on the audio side. So I have here all my voiceover in audio A1 track. We can just move through the timeline, and then I would add another audio track for my background music if I feel like, oh, this portion needs a background, so that it doesn't like sound boring and people won't fall asleep. And then if I need to add maybe like for the timer, I also do it within DaVinci Resolve, although you could do it within Canva as well. But I find it like I find it like very hard to manipulate this. I don't know if I'm not just using Canva correctly, but moving into, or I'm just used to using DaVinci Resolve. But I find that editing the audio within Canva is less flexible because I can only do like very basic. You can apply fades, you can apply volume adjust, but in DaVinci Resolve, I find that the timing, like, oh, this is the particular timing at 04:16 something. That's where I want to add the ring effect for the timer effect. But in Canva, I don't get the time frame. I don't feel like I get the time frame as accurately. Well, I could be wrong. It's just this is how I do it, but you could also do it within Canva. So basically, that's the process. And I chose to add some additional, like, just so my quiz doesn't look like everything was done in Canva. What I did was I added some media, some pictures, some videos, and edit it within DaVinci Resolve, because the animations, like, you could get used to, like, you see what I'm saying is, see, with the animate portion, there are, because I'm on a limited free version for Canva, the animation are just a handful. You got rise, span, fade, so I feel like it gets repetitive and limited. Unlike, say, I can combine that with a different kind of styling animation that is available in DaVinci Resolve. I don't know if it does matter or not, but that's my process for creating the quizzes, and this is one of the quizzes that I created. Magandang araw! It's your Auntie Shine again, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're putting your Pinoy knowledge and experiences to the test. Get your thinking caps on because it's time for a Philippine Geography Challenge. The rules are simple. So all the animations that you're seeing now is how it comes from the DaVinci, from Canva. As you see in my timeline, there are no other elements beside this slide from Canva. Letter C, 7,641. Letter D, 90,000. Question number 2. Okay. Which of the following? So once you're happy with that, we go to our checklist. So I'm done with my audio. I'm done with reviewing. I don't have any more edits to do. I should be almost ready to publish. So I just do a quick export. And I just use the H264 master. I tried using YouTube, but I find it a bit slower for me. So I just use the H2 because basically if you see the resolution, the codec, pretty much similar to the YouTube one. It's using AAC for the audio codec, stereo, and then for the video codec, it's also 264, and resolution is the same, 3840 by 2160, that's 4K. So let's just export this. So I just created just put it into downloads. Timeline 1, 2. I'll just put to be deleted, so I'll remember to delete this one because I don't really need it. I already created last week, and render time takes 9 minutes for this. Total for this is about 7 minutes, am I right? So let's pretend that gets rendered. And I go to my destination folder. Last week, I haven't moved them yet. So there. I got my Philippine quiz. So I do a little bit of a quick review. It's your Auntie Shine again, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure that it is rendered as I had expected it, as I had reviewed it. It's a bit cumbersome, right? And it has been submitted to UNESCO for inclusion as a World Heritage Site. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So it's time to publish it. And you can publish it within your YouTube channel. Let's say we go to my YouTube. And we just move on to the create, upload, and upload the file to put it in the oops. You can see all my files now, do you? Final, that's my quiz, you go there. Demo only. And then you put in what, you can change your description. This is my basic, you can upload a file. I already created one, so we can upload that. Put in your playlists. And then you go to next. Next. You can make your changes there, but let's pretend that we don't have anything. I'll just put it as private for now because I'm not really uploading this. There. And if we're gonna check with our DaVinci Resolve, it's still not done rendering yet. 6 more minutes. I wonder how it is. Can I work on this now? Oh. I think I can start working on my quiz tree. Get your thinking caps on because it's time for a Philippine Geography Challenge. Okay. This is from the older one, so magandang araw! It's your Auntie Shine again, and welcome back to the channel. Today, the rules are simple. So this is, I think I have to move it here. I just move it around. Don't want to delete it yet. See what I'm talking about? It's not that easy to move it into the next track. Like this one, I wanted to just park it somewhere on the second track. It's just not moving. It just wants to go to that side. Oh, I'm not done with my uploads. I think all my uploads do not go through earlier. Let's go to, I'll try to upload again. Anyways, just a quick recap on our how to create or how I create my quiz video using the free tools. Just want to put it away. Okay. Let me just clean up my desk so what I'm sharing will make sense. So this is how I create my quiz videos recap. First, I create the questionnaires and I use some AI tools like the Google Gemini AI specifically. That's what I use, but you can also use other tools like ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, or you can even use the AI quiz maker tool within Canva that I showed earlier. Maybe let's add that if you want to screenshot this later. AI quiz maker. I don't know how is that one word, quiz maker in Canva. Okay, and then make sure that you review each of the questionnaire, that the questions make sense, that the answers are true, correct, accurate, because AI, there's a thing in AI called hallucinations where it could give incorrect answers. And that's very important when you're doing informational as well as educational quizzes. Fun quizzes, I guess it's less strict on that, or you don't really have to worry much on that. But I think as a responsible content creator, you have to check what the AI pushes to you and what you're serving to your viewers. And then you have to write your script. Just so for myself, I tend to blabber around if I don't have a script. So I have a script, at least an introduction script of what the video is about. And you can even use AI tools. Again, the same AI tools for creating the questionnaires. You can use ChatGPT again, Google Gemini AI, or Microsoft Copilot, or any other AI tools. You can even use like other platform tools like CapCut has an AI tool as well. And then make your video. So I did it using Canva Presentations. You can use the existing templates, or what I do is I created my own presentation slide. So kind of like templated, but I do change it a little bit with it between the quizzes. And then you export your Canva presentation into an MP4, just like what we did earlier. And I do some tweaking in DaVinci Resolve, which is mostly on the timing of the audio and then change, kind of like tweaking my voice. If I can't do much here, but the normalization that I showed you earlier, or you can even do much more complex editing of audio within DaVinci Resolve. I think that would be a different demo and tutorial already, wherein you can tweak the equalizer, the dynamics. If you see here, the FX EQ dynamics, you can make changes on that. I'm a newbie. I tried fiddling into those, but it didn't really improve my voice. And then almost done is you have to review, and then if you need to make any changes, or you could go back to, say, the Canva or DaVinci to do your tweaks, your edit, and finally you are ready to publish, just like this one. Now it is almost ready, 15 seconds. So that took a while, 9 minutes to render. It's not really complicated. I think it took a while to render because I have several tracks. If you see, I only have 5 tracks actually. But that still took a while. I'm just gonna bring this up. But I have several elements of like pictures that are clumped in there. So I think that's why the rendering took some time, and then some fusion elements there. That's sort of like an animation or transition. And this is a 9 minute and 39. That's pretty standard for my Mac Mini M4 base model, is that it takes 1 minute for every 1 minute length of video to render. So since this is 9 minutes 39, or 9 minutes almost 40 seconds, so that's exactly how long it renders as well, about 9 minutes to render. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me in this live chat. Hopefully I'll get to see you again next time, and maybe you'll be able to create your quiz as well. Let me know on what kind of quizzes you like to see next, or if there are any other changes, that maybe a change on how the format of my current quiz videos are, or how you, any suggestions, any comments. I really appreciate it. But for now, I think I should say magandang gabi na lang. Oh, these songs are all downloaded from the audio library. So you could choose those with non-attributions, or those that requires attribution. But make sure if you're using songs that require attribution, that you really put in the right credits in your video. Bye-bye! Hanggang sa uulitin!